This is the Sennheiser HD700S. The company claims it's a sweet spot model between performance and usability. But after putting it through its paces, I uncovered both its hidden strengths and the stuff they're not shouting about in the ads. Stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know if this is the high-end headphone you should seriously consider. Product overview. So, what are we talking about here? The Sennheiser HD700S is a high-end, over-ear, open-back headphone from Sennheiser, released as a modern update to their 700 line. It's positioned between their more affordable models like the HD660S and their flagship HD800-800S. Its goal? Deliver premium, nuanced sound without demanding the absolute top-tier chain or pushing your budget into the audiophile grail zone. What makes the HD700S special is that it aims for a balance, solid resolution, a forgiving treble, and easier driving requirements than the 800 series. It's for folks who want a taste of high-end audio without having to build out an entire audiophile rig just to get it working. Performance. Here's where things get interesting. Specs are cool, but how does the HD700S perform day to day? I spent a week listening to everything from jazz to electronica to acoustic singer-songwriter sets to see how versatile it would be. Detail and clarity. The HD700S delivers very clean, coherent detail. Instruments and vocals emerge with good separation, but it never feels overly analytical or fatiguing. In tracks with dense layering, I didn't feel lost in the mess. The presentation remains quite stable. Bass and dynamics. Don't expect earth-shaking sub-bass, but when the music calls for punch, the HD700S responds well. Bass is more about speed and control than pure rumble. It's not going to compete with closed-back gaming cans or basshead headphones, but for a balanced open back, it holds its own. Driving and amping sensitivity. One of the more friendly aspects, the HD700S doesn't demand an ultra-powerful amp to sound good. Unlike the HD800S, the 700S works respectably even with solid mid-tier DAC combos. That said, pairing it with a high-quality amp does open things up. As some longtime users in audiophile forums note, it's less picky than the 800 series, but still benefits from a good chain. Good? The treble is very well tamed. You won't feel fatigued during long listening sessions, even on bright recordings. Bad? Some more aggressive tracks can expose a bit of limitation in the lower mids. It doesn't always slam as hard as more modern bass-forward headphones. In sum, you get a refined, coherent sound that's fun, but not over the top. It leans more towards listener's headphone than audiophile torture test headphone. Features and tech. Open back design. The open back structure gives you natural spatial cues. The soundstage feels more airy and wide than closed-back headphones. What that means is music feels more out there, more like listening to a set of well-placed speakers around you. Tune treble, or Sennheiser's signature voicing. Sennheiser avoided the treble peaks that plague many analytical headphones. The HD700S is smoother in the upper frequencies, which means less listener fatigue and a more forgiving experience with less than perfect recordings. Balanced sound approach. Compared to, say, the HD660S, the HD700S is more neutral in the mid-range, meaning vocals and guitars, for example, land more naturally. Cable and connector. It comes with a cloth-sleeved cable, detachable. Some users over time have raised concerns about the cable's durability. It's not a rock-solid armored build, but it's replaceable, and for many, that's acceptable. So when you stitch it all together, open back, smoother treble, balanced voicing, that's a recipe for a headphone that's agreeable and expressive. Design and build. The aesthetic is elegant but understated. The headband is softer, coated with a rubbery-like finish, which feels nice and less plasticky than you might expect. The ear cups are D-shaped and covered with a soft fabric that leans toward a suede-like texture. It strikes a good balance between luxury and not too precious. In terms of comfort, the HD700S is relatively lightweight for its class, and the clamp force is mild. I could wear it for several hours without discomfort. That forgiving treble also helps reduce fatigue, making it better for long listens. One caveat, being open back, there's no practical way to block external noise or leak sound. If you sit in a noisy environment, you'll hear ambient sound, and those around you might hear your music. Pros. Balanced, smooth sound, Low fatigue, very comfy, works well with or without amp. Con, mild bass impact, cable durability issues. Final verdict. If you're someone who already listens through mid to upper tier headphones and you want something with more nuance, better voicing, and fewer harsh edges, the HD700S is a seriously compelling jump. It gives you much of what a top-tier model offers without being excessively demanding of your amplifier chain. On the flip side, if you're a bass head or you want headphones that deliver big, visceral impact right out of the box, there are other choices that might serve you better. Also, if you're constantly commuting or in noisy public places, the open-back nature might make you hesitate. It's not ideal for that use case. But here's my takeaway. For the listener who wants clarity, pleasant tonal balance, and a headphone that's forgiving yet revealing, the HD700S strikes a pretty smart middle ground. It won't outshine the absolute flagships in raw resolution, but for most people, that trade-off is worth it. If you've been eyeing a more premium Sennheiser experience without going all the way to the HD800 series, this is one of your best bets. Bottom line, the HD700S is a headphone that lets you enjoy music more, not just listen harder. If that sounds like your vibe, it deserves serious consideration.